Hi, I'm Torte de Lini. If you've been watching the International, you've probably noticed the popularity of Sniper being drafted pretty regularly. At least before, maybe not so much now when this video comes out. But the last time we saw Sniper rise up in popularity was during that weird Kanda Ag Scepter era as a mid laner. But it seems the pro scene has a different role for him, support. As of right now, he is among the most picked heroes at the International, right next to staple carry picks like Windranger and Dragon Knight, and yet despite being so popular in pro games, he's actually really not that good at high MMR public games. Actually, honestly, he's not even that good at TI with a god-awful win rate of, somewhere between 20 and 25%. So is he really a good hero to play, or is everyone kind of deeply confused about his potential in being a support? By the way, if you like these videos, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I just got word from the US Army that the YouTube algorithm has detected unusual activity on my channel because of all the yapping noise we've been causing, and I want to continue to confuse the AI even more and even harder than my emotions during my puberty years. Well, honestly, the answer is 50-50. On the one hand, laning stage for safe laners has become progressively stable as we've moved from comfortable melee lane dominators to ranged squatters who are just comfortable and difficult to reach, let alone harass. Heroes like Lina, Windranger, and Ursa are finding their lanes to be fairly comfortable, especially when your pause fight supports are both strong initiators for a potential kill, but also the backbone to the carry sustain in the lane. Heroes like Treant Protector and Omni just make putting a dent in the enemy safe lane all the more difficult to penetrate. And this is where Sniper shines, especially very early on, where these kinds of heroes are building up their levels in optimization to stabilize their lane. Sniper, combined with his scattershot facet, can already be insanely aggressive by level 2 with shrapnel and headshot at minimum risk, and that gives the offlane a small lead to run into the mid game with. Essentially, the logic is if the enemy safe lane is becoming increasingly harder to reach for harassment while receiving additional sustain from their pause 5, then it's natural for the pause 4 offlane heroes to lean more towards straight up damage rather than as a setup for their pause 3 core offlaners. Sniper, Leshrac doesn't really fit in this meta, but it's a good example, and Shadow Demon are strong indications of this direction as their early game damage far surpasses most heroes, and it's consistent enough to outdamage most sustain from enemy safe lane supports. Since the introduction of the scattershot facet, the developers have buffed shrapnel 3 times, ranging from making the damage of shrapnel practically instant to the increasing slow, where by level 2 it slows at 45%. In 7.37, they gave it even more damage, and what's more is that Sniper's talents have also given shrapnel way better scaling, where his level 10 talent is plus 10 shrapnel movement slow percentage, level 20 is 30% more shrapnel damage, and level 25 cuts the cooldown to just 5 whole seconds. And that's pretty important because Sniper's mid to late game is god awful. I mean, he's still Sniper after all, and is deeply flawed since he cannot really gank and he's very slow, so being active on the map is hard. Most snipers prefer team fights to maximize the value of his shrapnel damage by hitting multiple targets and to push the game further towards an end while still holding the lead that Sniper gained for his team in the laning stage. All that said, you'll still probably die a lot as Sniper, so most of the time Sniper paired with heroes that can take a tower or win games with a good lead like Doom or Beastmaster are pretty ideal choices for Sniper. Sniper can be especially good with someone as well like Mars or Kunkka who have a stun, and honestly they take a lot of space to help cover for Sniper in the laning stage, who doesn't really have any lockdown or positioning tools, especially at the very beginning.
Expect one person to come through, but not a second, as well as Dyrachyo. Now they're going to turn to respect. Sweden Strong unable to really do too much, and Gaming Gladiators on a roll now. Start to get pretty scary. All of a sudden, net worth lead up to 3,000.
Now, at the International, Sniper is drafted first because he doesn't reveal the team strategy. He can be played as a support or mid laner, even carry if you're truly desperate. What's more is that Sniper is difficult to trade with most pause 5 heroes, so right from the get-go the hero has a lot of killing potential with shrapnel and right-click damage with headshot. We see similar ideas with Mirana, where she could be both a solid pause 4 support, but also a strong pause 1 carry hero. I would even go as far to say that at least Mirana's mid to late game is a bit more feasibly established in terms of growth than Sniper's. What's great about Sniper is that he doesn't really need any items, maybe a Wraith Band to really take advantage of your headshot damage output with increased attack speed, and then how about a Solar Crest to enable his ally with additional armor, movement, and attack speed, as well as a physical barrier. What's really great about Solar Crest is that it helps alleviate your mana issues with the Pavis and gives a bit more movement to Sniper, who is just incredibly bad at positioning. Later into the game, Sniper can pick up items like his Ag Shard for some kind of disable with the disarm, slow, and pushback, as well as Force Staff for that positioning I keep emphasizing. Naturally, Ag Scepter is his end goal for the stun and faster aim casting. I've even seen some players build Glipnir if they're truly ahead.
Yeah, I think just Falcons could back off here, but if they feel confident, they can take the fight.
They've got all the...
This is what 0-1 still fight in their base.
I mean, they get a nice doom off as they jump forward, they drag back over on the Skeeter, and maybe they should have respected it a little bit more. Rolling Thunder over onto Amar. They'll find their target. They're chasing after Mallory. Now, he's got his BKB. He's trying to figure out how he wants to move. Doesn't have quite enough mana, though, here. Now, Erica, they've got their sights set on. They'll take him out. X on the Beyond. So they're going to try to drag back this Doom into the Torrent. Do a little bit more damage. Mallory, there it is. He's got it. Now he's got the up. He was so patient. He's going to turn his attention now over to Beyond. That should be a dead Doom. Triple kill for Mallory.
So, in summary, pretty simple, short video. Sniper is basically a win lane, lose game hero. He's filling a niche that isn't really found in other supports. An aggressive pause forward that can dominate the lane. Shadow Demon is probably the closest thing to that area of expertise, but he's honestly getting banned pretty much every single game. Sniper is great against heroes like Faceless Void that can't reverse the incremental damage. You deal with Headshot, as well as maybe Luna, who's been picking up some steam recently, but is outranged by Sniper. Terrorblade, similarly, whose illusions just melt under shrapnel, and the hero just doesn't have the survivability until later on. Even with some actually usual safe heroes like Dragon Knight or Chaos Knight, Sniper deals a lot of damage very early on, before these heroes can even build up some armor or survivability through their Chaos Strike, Bracers, or Dragon Blood, which requires actually some time to grow in influence. I feel that to play Sniper well as a pause 4 hero, it would take a bit of experience to find a balance when it comes to both the mana usage and his shrapnel charges. And also against certain lineups that can just close the gap on him fast, he would honestly not be okay, like maybe against a Weaver who just Tsukushi towards him and tear him down. If that happens, I would just throw out as many shrapnel charges as I could on Weaver before dying, as that's kind of a commitment on their part and usually underestimating just how much DPS your shrapnel does from the get-go. So, all in all, really funny to see a meme pick becoming more regularly considered even at the highest level and with the weakest win rate at the most prestigious tournament, the International. Leave a comment below before complaining about this hero in your game, and see you guys next time.